You are drinking a cup of Professor Upsidasium's Physiotronic Audiographic Steampunk Archive. In this transmission, Professor Elemental. That'd be great. I would love that. Hi, I'm Professor Upsidasium. I'm here with Professor Elemental here at DragonCon 2013. Hello, Professor.
Hello.
It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you.
I'm just a bit to be here. Thanks very much.
When did you know you were coming to DragonCon? Oh, we have a lighting failure. Oh, we still have illumination here.
That's
okay.
cool.
Yes.
So when did I know? It takes blinking ages to get to DragonCon. Like a lot of conventions, I just drop them an email and say, can I come? And they say, yeah, go on then. And that's it. DragonCon's a big, complicated business. So obviously there's a lot of different kind of areas to deal with. But they asked me, I think a couple of years ago, if I would come and play, and I couldn't because of my day job. And that was the thing that made me think I don't want a day job anymore. So thanks, DragonCon.
So it's been a couple years, but we have the professor here, and you're performing here at DragonCon.
Indeed you do.
And you've been hosting a couple events too. We just got out of tea dueling.
Yeah, that was great actually. We were just discussing before the camera went on that you never quite know what these events are what shape they're gonna take, but being as it's DragonCon, that we did a costume duel and a tea duel, and the level of entertainment and incredible cosplay was very high. I thought it was great.
That was my first tea dueling event.
It's fine. It's fine.
It was my first tea dueling event. You have tea dueled professionally on television for
Yeah.
at the London Olympics. So thank you.
God, I forgot about that. Yes, we did at the Eccentric Club. That was very, very strange. That's the nice thing about doing this for a living. One day you sort of wake up and you're suddenly in a posh club in London with the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire having a tea duel. It's lovely.
You're primarily known for your rapping work, your various albums. How many albums do you have out now?
Ooh, 5 or something.
5 albums. A web series, The Chronicles of Professor Elemental. One of your day jobs, one of the things you do otherwise that I want to make sure people know about is you did workshops, or you're doing workshops.
Absolutely, I still do sometimes. Being as we've got a really horrible government in England now, and who've taken all of the nice money from youth projects and eaten it, there basically isn't much money for workshops and the good projects that I used to get involved in. But I still do rap workshops sometimes, and they're lovely. Like you can teach anyone to rap. If you can talk, you can rap. Just talk it, isn't it? Really, secretly.
I would probably throw you a challenge there, but I'm not sure we have time.
I could teach you.
Hopefully, maybe some.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah. Tune in later. Yeah. Okay. So when you are putting together rap and when you're teaching people rap, is it a different process, or you just attack a topic, or how do you come out with a song like Animal Magic, or the Tea Song, or Fighting Trousers? I know you're famous for that one.
It's nice actually, like once you kind of, and it's the same, I think there's the creative process, obviously different people have different methods, but there's a certain way that applies to whether you're making art or writing or anything else that is basically, you get your idea and it's just whittling it down, it's kind of generating lots of words, then generating lots of rhymes, and then gluing them all together as best you can. But it depends, like if you've got a story song, I often write the story out just in prose, and then little rhymes. It's amazing how they come out of nowhere, and before you know where you are, it turns into a song.
You're doing your narration first. You're outlining your story.
Yeah, because that's got to be good. That's got to be at its kind of essence. Like if you're doing a funny song, the jokes have got to be there first and foremost. People don't really care whether you've got clever wordplay. If you've got a few funny gags in there, and particularly doing the kind of stuff that I do, that sometimes takes priority.
What is one of your favorite songs that you've done 5 albums now?
I really like You Remind Me of a Car, which is my sort of version of a love song, because I hate, one of the things that got me into hip-hop is that I got very bored when I was little of just endless love songs, and love raps particularly are awful. R&B love raps are just terrible. There's a song by R. Kelly called, it's called You Remind Me, and it has got the line, you remind me of my Jeep, I want to ride you. And in all seriousness, I just thought it was so funny. So I was very pleased when I made my own version.
I'm going to try and win Amber over by the end of this song. You remind me of a car because you're nice and shiny. You remind me of my own bottom, always right behind me. You remind me of a very detailed painting. I really like
That's one of the tunes that shows up in Chronicle.
It is, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it was written for Chronicles, but I think it's one of my favourites.
One of the things I see showing up in your songs is a golden frog. Why a golden frog?
That's a good question. It actually comes from an old Jack Kirby cover from the 1970s. He drew a comic called Black Panther for a little while. And like a lot of Jack Kirby's later stuff, it was messed up, like just giant fighting embryos from space and all kinds of weird stuff. And there was this brilliant cover where Black Panther's reaching out for this sort of weird frog, and it just says, "Who is it? What is it? The golden frog." And I was like, "Oh, I'll have that. I'll have a bit of that."
You Fighting Trousers, I mentioned that earlier, was sort of a duel you were having with Mr. B, a gentleman rhymer, and then later you took an unusual step and you two had a conciliation song,
Yes.
a reconciliation song, which I've never seen that one done. So,
Well, I wish I could take full credit for it, but actually in Brighton, there's a night called Slip Jam B. It's like an open mic hip hop night, and Brighton can be a little bit kind of an eccentric place. For those who don't know, it's kind of a little bit like kind of tattier San Francisco. And at this open mic night, they do all kinds of different style battles, and I saw them once do a compliment battle where you had to freestyle about who could be nicer to the other one. And I just thought it was such a lovely idea, and it fitted our thing.
compliment battle.
Yeah, take it on, folks.
So yeah, they'll start there.
You have something coming up. You have a project coming up.
Yeah, kind of got lots of nice little bits on the way, but they're all building up to. I don't know if you're familiar with like the 1970s Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds record.
Yes.
I've always been in love with it, and I really want to create something akin to it with the Professor. Obviously at the centre, causing most of the mayhem, to be honest. So the next thing is going to be a big invasion from Mars. It's going to be called Professor Elemental Invasion, and I want to try and stretch it across the music, video, and even into the comic that we're doing. Tell a story in 3 different media. It's going to be great.
Tell me about the comic.
The comic, so far, has been primarily written by a chap called Chris Mole, who's just a brilliant writer and is in touch with loads of great sort of underground and independent artists in England and America. So it's a kind of anthology that we've had going. But I've got a kind of hankering that I'd like to do one which is a whole story, and I think the War of the Worlds would be an ideal story for that. So, and if I got enough money, I'd like to make, like, you know, the record with the book. Oh, so sweet, wasn't it? That great big book. So that'd be nice. We'll see.
We don't see too much with that with MP3s and such, and more's the pity. But a package like that,
It would be sweet, wouldn't it?
discs and pages and comics.
It's quite a big project, but it feels like it's time to do another big sort of undertaking, another big adventure.
The Chronicles were a huge undertaking. How many episodes were? I watched the final one piece.
Yeah.
It was how many separate episodes?
We did 3 little episodes all in 1 week on a tiny budget. Like, we were very lucky that we sort of hit our crowdfunding target, but as with all things that have ever been filmed since the beginning of time, it took twice as long and needed twice as much money as we thought. So there were elements of it that we kind of had to rush through, but there were other bits that we're very pleased with.
So your Invasion from Mars, that's going to be another crowdfunded venture?
I think so, yeah. I wouldn't film the whole story, because that's, even
Right.
by my standards, would be a little bit optimistic. But we'll take a song from it and make a lovely video.
There's a couple good supporting videos that could come out of
definitely.
that.
I think with a bit of ingenuity and the kind support of people, we should be fine.
Okay. Where can people go to find out what you're doing and when you travel extensively in the UK, in America? You almost made it to Australia.
Yes, they wouldn't let me in. So
Bad on you, Australia. Bad on you.
Naughty Australia. If they go to professorelemental.com, that's where that's my little hub of stuff, and they can find out where I'm coming and all the rest of it.
Okay. And when do you think the crowdfunding thing? You haven't premiered that yet.
No,
right?
in fact, this is the first time I've spoken about it. It's a world premiere. I think I'm aiming by the end of the year, but I'll make a big old shout about it. Hopefully, if it's out by the time this is out, everyone should know about it, because I'm going to go nuts.
Late
about that.
2013, Professor Elemental. New project.
I hope so.
Thank you so much for your
Thanks
time,
very
sir.
much for having
really
me.
appreciate it. I'm a big fan. Thank you so much.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely. Toodaloo.
Thank